Oh my! If anybody's wondering, video listeners, or if anybody's wondering why I'm wearing a hat, it's because right now my hair is somehow infiltrating my eyeballs, and I just can't deal with this right now. So I've thrown a beanie on my head, and yes, I look like a barista or something. I don't know what do I look like? I look like I have...
You look like one of the most handsome baristas in all of California. That's what you look like. Come on, Andrew, you look great. The beanie looks cool. You look like you'd definitely correct me, though, if I said, like, can I get a medium? You'd be like, oh, you mean a 32 ounce or something? Like that thing?
32 ounces?
Oh, right.
Medium? What's a large?
Is that a large?
What is a large if it's 32 ounces? 32 ounces is like... That's 4 cups.
Yeah. Do you know what a question that I ask when I go to like a restaurant or something and order? And this is probably like just for me. I just say like, how, like, is it filling? Like, is it going to be enough food for me? Because
I've heard you say that multiple times on the phone with takeout restaurants.
I can't with a...
They always give you the same answer.
Yeah, I know.
Here's the answer they give you right here. I've been around it enough.
Let me ask.
Sure.
Hey, can I ask the pad thai? Is it like substantive? Is it like a lot? Is it like filling?
Yeah. I mean, it's like a big. That's exactly what it is. And then it's just filler words.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, okay, and then you order another thing.
Yeah,
because you're skewing on the side. But that doesn't make sense, though.
Yes, it does. I don't want to be betrayed.
No. I'm talking about that from their perspective.
Oh yeah,
they should say it's not that much food.
They need
get
to
multiple things. But then again, maybe the person taking the phone call doesn't have a stake in the restaurant, so they don't care.
Oh, interesting.
They just want to tell you kind of the truth as quickly as possible.
Can you imagine every single time I call, I just go like full, like, well, I want to speak to the owner, okay? I want to be verified. When food arrives at my table, when back when we went to restaurants or did anything, like, remember those days, and it betrays me with its portion size that's for an earthworm or a bird, pass. I just get so infuriated because then I have to order something else. I don't want to go out and eat just one flower petal or one peanut.
Luckily, I don't. That sounds awful. Luckily, I don't think I've ever gone to a restaurant and left feeling like I need to get more food.
Oh, most times I go to a restaurant, I'm furious that I'm not more full.
Really?
Oh, yeah. But, I put down a lot of food. Speaking of, I discovered something the other day called Thick Boy TikTok. And what does that sound like to you? Oh, I guess that could sound like a lot of different things.
I don't know.
No. It was just, it was like guys who were not like petite guys. They're not like, it was like thick boys, right? Like guys who were like a little thicker. And I consider myself kind of like a thicker guy. I'm like 220 pounds, like 6'4", right? And it was all these things that like thick guys do. And the only reason I'm bringing this up right now is because it was like they like in this TikTok, this guy was like grabbed a pillow and like put it right here, like I am doing right now. Audio listeners, I have a leather pillow that I'm sort of grappling onto right now. And for some reason, this is associated with thick boys of grabbing a pillow and having it like close to you. And it was one of those things that like, that TikTok is so good at, of sort of just like touching your soul and being like, wait a minute, I do that,
Okay, I was wondering, I was like, where are you going?
It's the relatability of it.
Oh,
and he also on Thick Boy TikTok, and this is going to be a little
So you
hard.
can talk about Thick Boy TikTok because you do Thick Boy TikTok stuff.
Because I do Thick Boy TikTok
Just
stuff.
was wondering where you were going with it.
Dude, 100%. There was another one, so I could find it for you later and show you. But he grabbed the pillow and like put it in front of him because it's like a comfort thing. And then another one is he was like doing like the shirt air conditioning thing. And for anyone who hears that and knows what it is, you get it, welcome. And for if you don't, it's like grabbing your shirt and like pulling in and out, which I'm doing right now. Sorry if it sounds weird. And you're like giving your body air conditioning. And that was also on Thick Boy TikTok. I just think it's funny because when I see things on social media like that feel a bit vulnerable and human and make me go, oh, instead of like relatable things, right? Like when you get Taco Bell at 3 a.m. Like, okay, I've done that too. But stuff like that hits your soul that you're like, oh, either nostalgia or making you feel more like community oriented with your sort of insecurities that you can laugh at and have a good time with. I was like, dang, that's social media at its finest.
I can piggyback off of that.
Yeah.
Talking about the TikTok community. I was going to tell you something about TikTok earlier, and I saved it for this moment.
Okay, wait.
I was all I'm doing is I'm referring to the fact that people on TikTok like to make, it's usually a stitch. Tell me something that is something that should be, that feels illegal to know. Or tell me something that saves so much money, but nobody does it.
Oh, I want to hear some of those.
Okay. So that was another one.
Wait, no, I don't want to get you off track. Look, guys.
I'll dip my toe in that, and then I'll put it in reverse, and I'll back up, and I'll look in my rear view mirror camera thing, and make sure I don't hit anybody, and then I'll go back.
Have you heard the Amazon trucks back up?
Let's not get off track, and then you throw that into
They don't do the beep, beep, beep. They don't do that. They make a crazy sound, and I think it's definitely a safety
They don't
thing.
do the beep beep.
No, dude, Amazon trucks, when they back up, it's like a new safety thing. It makes like a violent sound that makes you go, oh, what is that? So it's like you definitely pay attention. It's like,
They just play Now I'm a Baby. As loud as possible. What is that?
for those of you who don't know, Now I'm a Baby is a song that Andrew and I made with our good, close, sweet, darling friends.
For
And
those of you who don't know, so we're talking to nobody because everybody knows about the song "Now I'm a Baby" because it won 3 Grammys last year. Just the delusional guy who just lost it.
I mean, it did get on the charts above Post Malone.
But when you say the charts,
It did.
everybody who knows what the charts mean, they're not referring to the specific chart you're talking about. Billboard chart, like Hot 100, is like the charts.
No, it was a chart in my bathroom. All right, and I wrote our song on it. It was on the iTunes charts. It did very well.
The bone spider's like hiding his head in one of his many legs,
and it kind of looks
arms.
like, oh, that's nice. Yes, we've talked about that.
Well, you know, Teslas, when they're creeping,
Yeah.
they make fake noises because they're so quiet. Isn't that
Also, I just realized when the bone spider hid himself in his arm, he would be kind of like dabbing.
Also, no confirmation from Rila Kuma whether or not the Teslas do or don't make that sound. I don't know what this is. Not doing the job that should be done. Anyway, yeah, that's interesting with the Amazon trucks. I don't know anything about that.
Andrew, yes, the sound that they make is not, and again, it's not beep, beep, beep. It's like, it's crazy.
I've never seen it.
Okay, next time you see an Amazon truck, and say, back up right now. I want to hear that sound. I'm going to scream at you if you don't make that sound.
I'm not condoning us being the ones who like have to like explain to some kid's mom that they and then said, well, they said to do it. So
Oh yeah,
just no.
good point. Well, but what if you want to hear the backup sound and he's not doing it? Sorry.
I wonder if Dixie D'Amelio's ever thought about doing a collaboration with Pixie Stick and call it the Dixie Pixie Stick.
That's the best thing I've ever heard. Are you serious?
I wonder.
And I wonder if Charlie owns the movie Charlie Bartlett. That was
Owns
just
the movie. What does that mean?
There's a movie
saying?
called Charlie Bartlett.
She owns it?
I don't know.
That's not a creative collaboration. That's just some weird shift in ownership of like a weird property. What do you call it?
That's what happens when I try to springboard off of like internet centric stuff. It didn't go well. But for those of you who've seen Charlie Bartlett, pretty underrated, right? Starring the late Anton Yelchin. Incredible movie. God rest his soul. What a cool actor, man. I love the work that guy did while he was around. Sorry not to take it into any sort of sad territory, but I really love Anton Yelchin.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
I need to watch the movie. I'll watch the movie now. When I shouted out
Yes.
Blue Valentine,
you had people tell you?
people told me that they watched Blue Valentine.
Charlie Bartlett, if you like the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, you'll love Charlie Bartlett. It's really, really sweet and fun.
I love when someone convinces me to watch something because then it's like I got something to watch.
Andrew,
But it's hard to convince yourself that doing something in terms of absorbing content is worth it because there's so much of it. Sometimes you're just questioning if this is even a good idea. But you've said this a lot too. When someone recommends you something,
yes,
then just choose that thing.
I was, if you don't mind, you've heard me say this, but I'm going to repeat it for our viewers. A little happiness life hack or whatever you want to call it, or a little thing that I think is really great that I truly believe in this life is that we all know how absolutely overwhelming the world of content, the world of books, the world of YouTube video, everything is, right? You have a billion options being shoved down your throat at all times.
Well,
but
anybody who listens to podcasts surely knows that. I mean, someone who's listening to this chose to listen to this podcast. And we thank you for investing a portion of your podcast time to us.
And also don't Amazon trucks, no matter how bad you want to hear the sound they make when they back up. You could politely ask the driver, maybe.
Yeah, and I think the person would do that. I think the average Amazon truck driver who enjoyed their job would be like, I think this is a perk.
Yeah.
I can show off the truck.
He'd go, weird, but okay. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, when there's so many different ways to go with content, and something that I firmly believe is when somebody in your life is recommending that you watch something, they're taking their time, they're using their words. It's not coming from a phone, it's not coming from a stranger, not Twitter, nothing. It's coming from someone that you love and trust. Execute on it. Like, add it to a little list of things I'm actually going to do, because you know that you're just going to say, oh yeah, I'll get around to that. I'll watch that thing, and then be overwhelmed by the other flood of options.
Well, that's something.
Yeah.
I'm working on doing this myself.
Yeah.
I really want to be super, super streamlined and organized in my life with like note taking and keeping track of things. And I forget to tell myself because it's very easy to think that the only thing that you should write down is stuff that you have to do.
Interesting.
But keeping note of fun little things, like for instance, I don't think I actually wrote it down, and I need to do it. But if you come across something you want to watch or do, write it down in a notepad so that you have that when you're bored or whatever, instead of, just pointlessly scrolling on your phone. Be like, oh, wait, I have 2 hours. Cool. I'm going to pick this movie to watch or this album to listen to. And I should, on my free time notepad app, write in the Billie Eilish documentary because, I don't listen to her music that often, but for some reason, I really want to watch that.
Yes, I think that's really cool that you want to watch that. What a great tip, Andrew. So not only trust the people in your lives that bring you things that are important to them, but also trust your past self who had a high interest in watching something. Andrew and I do this often. We'll go to sit down and watch a movie, and then it'll be like, wait, what movies? Because we always go, oh yeah, let's watch that together. We always forget. So
I know, that's.
Yeah, that's such a good idea, dude. That's such a good idea of like, I have an Instagram album, huge here on Instagram collections. Do you know what those are? Do people listening know what those are? I save to my Instagram collections different things. Illustrators that I love, guys I think that are handsome. There's like 4 different albums for that. Or movies that I want to watch, books that I want to investigate, philosophy, stuff like that. So sorry, weird side tangent, but yes, lists are incredible. Andrew, I love that about you. We both need to be better at that, and I hope that you listening think that's.
Hope that you listening.
Oh, did I say that?
No. Oh my gosh.
Listening.
Got him.
Oh yeah. Be a natural. This is gonna go bad. Be a natural Santa Claus and make a list and check it. I'm sorry. Can I stop? I'll stop. I'm sorry. I'll leave. Like I can't.
Can't wait to witness the FBI breaking the door down, confiscating your microphone. Listen, we can't do this.
You can't do this.
Not today.
I did learn recently that Kris Kringle actually wore green, not red.
What?
That's true. The Kris Kringle, the original like German interpretation of Kris Kringle, he wore green, not red. And then because I was watching a television show that I'm obsessed with called All Creatures Great and Small. It's a British show. So sweet, so life affirming. Shout out All Creatures Great and Small. The guy pointed that out. He was like, he came out wearing the green, and someone was like, oh, green Santa. He was like, no, an American soda company made him wear red. The real Santa wears green.
Well, that right there is just a TikTok waiting to happen.
What is it?
Tell me something that everybody believes isn't true, but is true.
Oh, okay, let me do the weird, kind of like muted, kind of bad audio. Tell me something that people probably don't know, but you learned.
Okay.
Wait, where are you?
So
setting
in the gardening area of a Lowe's.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people around.
So many plants.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like what?
Yeah.
I don't even want to do this.
Okay. I'll tell you something. What were you saying about TikTok, though? I feel like I got a little off track there for like 18 minutes.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I love me a TikTok. I check my TikTok screen time. Dark.
Oh, can I guess? Was it 8 hours and 40 minutes?
No, you made me feel a lot better.
Oh, good. It was probably 2 hours and 17.
There was one week where it was crazy. And luckily, I think that my phone didn't capture the data for that for me to see now.
Interesting.
I think it was like an hour or so a day on average with like different peaks and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It was a couple weeks ago where I was going crazy on there. My ultimate point is I love me TikTok, but man, I think the reason why I love it is because it's just such a weird there's so much going on. It's like speeding up the way that society acts or something. I don't know it's like a weird incubation tent for like the world coexisting. I don't know.
I think in this time it feels like a really sweet form of like pure communication for people. I really think it does. It feels like a good use of the internet in a strange way.
Pretty sure last episode just said it was the opposite of that. But
No. It definitely can be. Dude, it's just like,
it's with anything.
Someone can say that pizza can be good. Yes, that's objectively accurate that eating pizza is good. Now, eating 2 pizzas in a row, which we've done before, can be unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Well, pretty much, yeah.
Literally.
Remember? Oh, yeah.
You know how many multiple frozen pizzas I've taken down in one sitting?
He loves frozen pizzas.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
I do, not that I venture on them that often, but that is my bio for my my dating app profile.
Are you serious? We could read out our dating profile, our bios.
Although
I will say that
people say they don't. I've seen some people say that they almost don't like us staying on track. Well, guess what?
Well, brother,
time to open up the dating app,
sister.
If I can find it.
I feel like you can find it. I don't really like. Everything.
Literally me right now.
I don't really like
immediately right there.
No, I would.
under the lifestyle folder, which is like weirdly like, oh, this is your lifestyle.
Oh yeah. That's
This
there.
is what I do.
Yeah. Oh God. Sorry, that was a little bit jarring, but I've got no question about what's happening right now.
No, me either.
I'm very, very certain this is sponsorship mode because you are looking very, very dapper, my friend. Audio listeners, Andrew is in a gorgeous suit looking so cool for sponsorship mode. And I think we'd both agree that I perhaps look like a guy who would be unexpectedly good at martial arts. What are you on the phone for?
I was going to do this bit where I'm like this Wall Street person or something like that because I'm wearing a suit, and I was going to start interrupting you and start screaming at the phone. How much? Sorry about this. Sorry about this, buddy.
Oh, you don't have to.
20 million. And if you think we're going to do less, you can send them an envelope that says no thank you with with lipstick on my lips, and I'll kiss the envelope so they can see that I'm kissing them goodbye. Not going to happen, buddy.
Wrap up a little call there, Andrew.
Phones going off. Deals. Selling. Protein shake. Check. Workout 4 a.m. Check. 2 hours of sleep. Check.
We are spinning some elaborate fiction here, Andrew. Do you know who else spins some really beautiful fiction?
Audible.com.
Audible is something that we
Yes.
love, and Audible is the reason why we're in sponsorship mode at this very moment. And real talk, Audible is something that is a service. It's one of my favorite brands on the planet. I've been an Audible member since I think it was 2009 or something. It's been a very long time. I've always loved Audible. They're very, 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 very cool because I am always trying to kind of give my eyes a break from screens, which is something that we also talk a lot about. Yeah. And to go on walks, to work on fitness, to do all those things, and just to have like an Audible thing streaming in your ear is a very beautiful, lovely thing that I adore.
Doing anything, whether it's cooking or whether it's just cleaning up around my house, which is something I've been wanting to do, guess what makes that incredibly easy? A nice audiobook.
I was going to guess that.
And I want to get more into meditation and mindfulness, so I'm going to be listening to the audiobook Wherever You Go, There You Are by Jon Kabat-Zinn. It's all about meditation and being in the moment.
Andrew.
And I will be doing this.
That's incredible.
It's happening.
Yes, very well, Andrew. I'm actually at a place to where I need a little bit more fiction in my life. So I have started listening to an audiobook called A Discovery of Witches. Audible is a place for all things audio entertainment is the best way to put it. It's not just audiobooks, it's so many things. There's another side of it which is really big on self-development, on meditation, on sleep tracks, on all those sorts of things. And an incredible new service that Audible is offering is called Audible Plus. Audible Plus can give you quite literally, it's like a buffet of sort of all you can eat everything. They have so many thousands and thousands and thousands of incredible audiobooks on there.
Like all you can listen to buffet.
All you can listen to.
That's right.
Anyways, Audible Plus can be your new best pal. I absolutely adore it. Andrew, I know you do too. And y'all can try it for 30 days for free on us right now. New members can try Audible Plus for 30 days for free by going to audible.com/sweetboys, or people can text Sweet Boys, that's no space in between sweet and boys, to 500-500. So that is audible.com/sweetboys, or text Sweet Boys to 500-500. 30 days, Audible Plus for free. Truly an incredible resource. I absolutely love it, and I think that you will too.
I can't be looking at a book when I'm doing the deals, baby.
Going back to the Wall Street character for a moment.
Data, learning in my ears, making moves.
Well, Andrew, while you're doing that, I'm just going to tell people that Audible rocks. Just fake slogan. Not even a thing. I just said that myself. All right, then back to the podcast. Andrew, your dating profile. Shall I read it?
It's not that difficult to read.
It's just one sentence. You're that guy? Oh, Andrew, yours is so much cooler than mine.
Wait, read my bio. That's the whole point. Is just confirming the legitimacy of our conversation.
Andrew has the most handsome photos.
All right.
It does.
Just the bio.
Does. It says, I like eating frozen pizza and watching YouTube. Now, here's what, no, don't go reaching. Here, I got to say another,
he holds my phone.
I got to say another detail about it. There's a weird flex in this. And it kind of, the I is what, Andrew? In I like. What is the I? It's lowercase. That's a very powerful choice. That really is. There's a lot of intention behind that because you're not an intentionless person. You thought about this.
I tweeted once when I was committing to the lowercase lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I actually have since changed it to the capital case lifestyle. I went back because I thought, sometimes let us know in the comments how you feel about what's it called? Non-auto capitalization.
Wow, what are you eating here? A little bit of great value
trail mix.
Trail mix. Yeah. Andrew loves his trail mix, and he's got his shoes on the bed. He's kind of saying. Andrew's got a picture of him on his dating profile. He's got his shoes on the bed, sitting crisscross applesauce in a suit, eating some trail mix. Andrew, that's very on brand. But I like what you're saying. You're going, I'm kind of a bad boy.
Here's the thing. Here's the reason why that bio is what it is.
Okay.
I want to make sure that I'm attracting the right people.
Okay.
And I feel like that's as real as it gets right there.
Yes.
I'm not going to be doing this thing
Yeah.
where I'm like, oh, I work out all the time. Check it out. Oh my gosh, I'm a billionaire. Look at these cars I'm driving.
Good luck counting my abs. You're going to get bored.
I like, here's a bio for you. I like making a bunch of money and being cool and
having muscles.
Leaning on my sports car while eating healthy foods.
Yeah.
And making good decisions across the board and doing cool stuff, but I'm also kind of a bad boy and unpredictable, and I'm gonna do this for forever and lifting weights and I have a cool, cute looking dog. Okay, that's a choice there. Me, I go. You're gonna get the watching of the YouTube on my end, and you're also gonna get the eating of the pizzas.
Honesty, dude.
Listen,
that's nice.
But see, here's the thing: the person who's like, "Oh, I'm killing it. Look at me. Yeah. Let's see in 3 years, buddy.
Oh,
let's see after 4 dates.
Whoa,
that whole charade will probably fall apart quicker than that. I don't know. I wish I had something quicker.
Cheaper than a cheap veneer.
That'll.
No,
that's like a hard
too specific. Yeah,
that'll no. You put all of this stuff in your profile.
That'll fall apart. Hey, that dating profile will fall apart faster than cotton candy in your mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because everybody knows that the dissolving of cotton candy in your mouth is likened to something falling.
Oh, everyone will that'll fall apart quicker than a stack of Jenga blocks when you're on your last block or something.
That'll fall apart quicker than the fake Legos that I bought off Wish.com.
That'll fall apart quicker than me when I'm in West Hollywood and I've had 8 Jello shots and Charlie walks up to me and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I say, "I'm doing nothing." And then I start to stumble over my heels.
I thought you were gonna say that'll fall apart quicker than my and Charlie's relationship because, and then something very specific.
Oh, that too, because there's a problem with Jello shots. No, Andrew, I want to look at your dating profile more.
The dating profile is nothing.
Yes, Andrew, don't say that. How dare you? It's very wonderful.
It's just that sentence because, brother, like I said, oh my gosh, all I was trying to say there was, here's the thing.
Yeah.
People, you have the opportunity. I think this is a public service announcement to anybody who's going to be doing anything on the dating apps.
Sure.
I don't really go on those that often, but it exists.
Yeah.
And I think I had to go on them so little that when I actually do swipe on people, nothing happens because people probably say this all the time.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think I'm like in the shuffle anymore.
Oh.
Once upon a time, I used to get matches, but I don't get matches anymore.
Oh, interesting. Me when I go to the store to get matches and they're all out.
Sounds like me. Ever since I got that big bundle of matches at Costco, let's just say I don't need to get matches.
I bought a pack of matches the other day, and there's 50 individual small packs in there. I'm never going to run out of matches.
All I'm saying with the dating profile thing
is
you have an opportunity to basically make yourself out to be this incredibly dynamic, perfect human being.
Yeah.
And guess what? Guess what's going to happen from there?
Whatever happens.
You're just on a continuum of disappointment.
Yeah.
Because at a distance, you're like, oh my gosh, let me romanticize this person based on these few but very strong pieces of information they've given me.
Yeah.
And let me meet them and see over time
how
quickly that deteriorates. But brother, I'm just saying, guess what I'm always going to be doing?
Eating pizza and watching YouTube videos.
But I am curious to see what you said, though.
Oh, my dating profiles?
Have you ever told me about this?
No, I don't think so. My dating profile, I don't think has ever been...
Let's see which way Garrett went. I think he probably went in the middle. I don't think he said, "Look at me, I'm incredible," and I don't think he was self-deprecated to the point that I was.
You look at it, and it's just like, my muscles. How do I even start to describe them?
Everything is Photoshopped to the point where it's like, dude, that doesn't even look like
Can you imagine? No, I actually am a little self-conscious. I've never even thought about someone. I'm not that self-conscious because obviously it's my dating profile meant for anyone to see. But the idea of people who I'm not trying to like court seeing this and hearing sorry, I'm going to stop saying things. It's kind of a vulnerable thing to do. Now, I am telling you that literally I have to like search for this for a second because I have not opened up my dating apps, and I would say outside of having to look for someone, because I was curious if we had ever shared their number, because I got a text from weird numbers like, was this someone on Tinder? I opened it. But no, I think it's been almost, Andrew, all of 2020. All of 2020 and definitely all of 2021. I haven't. I'm just like, no. I've pretty much given up on it because I just want to meet someone in person, like organic, going out. And I'm not judging it. I have met people who have met their wives, their husbands or boyfriends on dating apps. I'm not saying dating apps are bad, but I am saying for me personally, I've gone on way too many dates on dating apps. Nothing's ever come of it. And I think that fundamentally with my psychology, with my psyche, I think they're flawed. And I think that I just want to be out there in the world, living my best life, much like Ryan Gosling in Blue Valentine, That movie inspired me to get off of
yeah,
dating
yeah.
apps because this isn't a spoiler of any kind, but he's out in the world doing his thing, making a good choice, living his best life, and someone sees that and they get a like kind of a spark and like,
Yeah.
oh no, I met you while he was decorating an old man's room. It's not a spoiler. Literally not at all. He's helping an old guy decorate his room who's not that capable. And so he's like helping him. Anyways, it's the sweetest thing in the world. No, I think
Of course, I'm kidding.
Oh, I wasn't sure. Listen.
The most inconsequential piece of information. Actually, maybe it's not.
No, I am so sensitive to spoilers. Before I watch a new WandaVision, I am off the internet.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
One.
Yeah.
I want to introduce Weird Alarm, which is it's just a TikTok narration guy going, weird.
Oh, is it your voice? Please.
Let me do it right now.
Yeah. Oh, this is the actual recording. This is the weird
You
alarm.
heard this earlier.
Yeah.
We could both try to audition for who's going to.
Okay.
For anybody wondering, on TikTok, a lot of guys do these really serious, like I'm like a totally like manly guy and I do narrations.
So people
and
know,
then, like, you know, I'm sure in real life sometimes when someone does something pretty normal,
that's
just not perfectly normal.
Andrew and
they'll go,
just wait.
That was weird.
Was that it?
Here it is right here. Ready?
Let me just say before Andrew say, it's like the kind of like, we kind of tease this pretty often because it's like the hyper masculine, dare I use the quote, toxic masculinity. It's almost like that kind of guy of like that, like, dude, just so you know, like, I don't think that this is like weird or like creepy, but like, do you have like a shirt that I could borrow? Like, just because, like, it's like that kind of like anything that verges on not like the most hyper, like normal masculine behavior of like, dude, like, I know this is weird, but like, do you have like some hair gel?
And all that is in practice is a bunch of people, what's the word? Shielding to their friends who they all really are, because deep down inside of all of those people is a little bit of like, you know, could I have some, wait, what's something? Oh yeah, it's like, hey, do you guys have like kombucha or like whatever, like, but like saying that to the waiter, like secretly, like, hey, like, and then can you like put it in like a Heineken like bottle?
that guy would
I just don't feel like drinking today, and I just want something with like some like probiotics.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a very good example. This guy would also go like, he would really like be having, you know, he wants to be better with money and stuff. He's like trying to get a new car. He's making a responsible choice, and he's like really wants to get a Prius, but in front of his friends, he's like, hey, like, I know this is like kind of weird, but like I've been like thinking about like getting a Prius, but yeah, like I don't know. I know they're like not that like they're like kind of like not it, but like yeah, like but he's so excited about it. But like I know it's kind of weird.
Here, okay, weird. There it was. Okay,
that was great.
Thanks.
I don't even
we
want
needed the audio so I could put the weird alarm in there.
I don't even want to audition. I just want you to
maybe
take
we'll
the,
alternate every
mine would be this. Creepy.
Both.
He can use them both.
Anytime we say either.
Okay. Self-employed. That's the first thing. How do I get to my? I literally don't know. How do I get to my profile? Dude, you're gonna think that mine does the most. You are. Dude, you're gonna think that mine does the most. I'm furious. Okay, there it is.
Be furious at me, brother.
Well, no, I'm not furious. I wrote it. I wrote it with intention. I'm proud of that, even though I'm off the dating apps and have been for like a year and some change. Sorry, I don't know what I'm trying to get in front of. There's nothing to get in front of. I'm proud of my own words.
Everything interests me. I love outer space, hip hop, camping, Alan Watts, PS4, gin, cool bugs, James Blake, and honesty. There's a period, and then there's a space, and then it says 6'4".
Oh yeah.
The guy I'm after, not sure where he is or what he looks like, but he's good. He doesn't need an endless array of ironic statements and sassy observations lined up.
Yeah.
He's not polished. He does not need to see his photo immediately after it's taken. Major plus if he can hold his own in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Underneath it, it says joy/idea/autonomy greater than abs.
Yes. A mind is greater than a body to me.
Looking for a boyfriend, not a hookup, with the sort of together, like, yay hands.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, hard to describe those,
Yeah.
It's like, this is what I'm after.
Garrett, that is, here's the thing.
Oh.
Here's the thing about this.
Oh.
No, here's the thing about this.
Okay.
This is, I would say, at the risk of sounding like I'm in any position to judge a dating app profile, which I am indeed not,
Sure.
I want to say that I think that this is borderline 10 out of 10. It's you.
Oh.
It's to the point.
Andrew.
But, there's enough meat on the bones to really dig your teeth into it and
Thanks,
understand
man.
it.
Thank you.
You're talking about who you are, what
Yeah.
you're looking for.
Oh.
You're putting parameters around it. You're putting your boundaries up.
Thanks.
You're summing things up nicely. Joy, ideas, autonomy over abs, I think, is very indicative of your personality. As far as what you're looking for in somebody. And flowed smooth. Now listen, do I think that you can throw this in Grammarly? Maybe. kidding.
Well, you're probably right, but you know what? People seeing
First
that
of all,
I'm not.
I'm kidding, and I just wanted to make a Grammarly joke.
Okay.
Because I just made everybody go, oh yeah, wait, what is that?
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't think that you do. I think if anything, maybe you did throw this in Grammarly.
Maybe.
Here's the thing. Grammarly is one step away from us turning into robots, and I'm going to tell you why.
Oh.
What is that?
Oh, I don't know.
For your email,
Yeah.
which you're competent enough to write,
Yes.
put it in this program so we can pretend that you're somebody else writing a completely different thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I want people to see how I write. It's a problem.
Do you also, this goes back to the expectations
Yeah.
thing. This is ultimately,
Thank you for complimenting
aren't
my
we
video.
just trying
Yeah.
to give people a preview of what we actually are, and then they can make a kind of semi-blurry but still clear enough decision about if they want to actually pursue speaking?
Now, are there a couple things in there that might sound a little quote unquote pretentious? Maybe. Like
Pretentious?
saying Alan Watts, like James Blake and Alan Watts might be a slightly pretentious thing to say, but it's not that. I would love for someone to be like, dude, I love Alan Watts' ideology.
How can you say putting James Blake in there, somebody that you talk about
Yes.
borderline ad nauseum, for someone who didn't like James Blake?
Yeah.
Would be what?
I don't want people to think my least favorite thing in conversations is when you ask people, oh, what kind of movies do you like? And they go, oh, well, I'm really into like French New Wave director Pierre Lamont. You're just like, okay, dude, you know that I don't know who that is.
What I'm saying is that is so the truth that
Yeah.
even if it was the most cliche ever, to
Yeah.
the point where you were like, oh, geez, people are going to think that I'm being cliche, you'd still have to put it in there because it's so true.
Well, but the thing is like, yeah, I guess I was just, I need to stop getting in front of things because it just is what it is. Who cares? It's like, whatever. But I do want people to say, like, I've had people hit me up and be like, oh, dude, James Blake's music has gotten me through like a really beautiful time. Like, I'm so glad that was in there. What's up?
Oh,
like
yeah,
that kind of thing.
yeah.
It's like I want to see that idea of, or someone being like, dude, Alan Watts's like writings, his speeches are so cool. What are the, it's just kind of that connective tissue of, I've read
now, if you sat over writing out your bio and you thought, oh, I should put something like this in there, something like this in there, and then you chose the most insincere, eye-rolly, like, this is going to make me sound like this type of a person version of that thing, that would be one thing, but I don't think that you did that.
Well, that's good to hear. Andrew, thank you for, Pat, thank you.
Well, the Bones Biter just whispered in my ear and said that he would have swiped right.
Oh my God, really?
Weird. Weird as hell.
Oh, God, sorry. That startled me for a second. Sponsorship mode. I got the bandana on. Andrew, you're wearing your beautiful suit. You know what's interesting? The fact that you're on your phone right now. So Andrew is clearly in his, can you tell me what it is? It's a Wall Street character, right? Oh, wow. Look at that. He just cut a deal on his phone. You see, here's the thing. We're all on our phones a lot nowadays, and that is very much true. In fact, Andrew and I talk about that all the time on the podcast, how we're always looking to break away from our cell phone screens a little bit, and a great accomplice in this is wireless earbuds.
Yes.
Specifically, I'm speaking about, Andrew, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
Raycons.
That's right, Andrew. A pair of Raycons in your ears makes all the difference in our journey to be staring at our phone screens less. Just last night, Andrew, I went on a walk through my neighborhood at nighttime.
Sounds nice.
It was about 2 a.m. The moon was full, and it was a spooky night out. And in my Raycon headphones, I was listening to haunted house sounds. I was getting in my walk, I was having a fun, thrilling time, and I had my wireless earbuds in my ears.
Well, brother, that sounds spooky, but you know what's not spooky is me outside every single morning at 6 in the morning with my Raycons in while I'm hitting my boxing bag. Boom, boom, boom,
You
boom,
got a new
boom.
boxing bag. Andrew, can you imagine if while you were boxing, you got wires dangling everywhere in front of you?
That just wouldn't work.
Well, it's a good thing you have Raycons in your ears.
I know.
No wires. And you want to know what else, Andrew? They're water resistant. They also have quick pairing Bluetooth and 6 hours of playtime. And as if all that isn't great enough, Andrew, the best part is that in terms of wireless earbuds, Raycons are half the price of other premium audio brands and even cheaper with us because Raycon is offering 15% off all their products to Sweet Boys listeners by going to buyraycon.com/sweetboys.
15% off.
That's right, Andrew. 15% off at buyraycon.com/sweetboys.
Sometimes I just put in my Raycons and listen to the sound of the cha-ching.
Andrew, you gotta let this Wall Street character go.
You're just jealous. Jealous. Jelly. You look like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Andrew. All right, back to the pod. I'll talk to Andrew about this. For now, back to the podcast.
Back to the deals, baby. Sorry. All right. Here's the thing. I had nothing planned.
Yeah,
to
where
say.
are we going from here?
I had nothing I was going to say.
Yeah.
We've talked before about, what if you had one sort of up for interpretation type question to ask somebody on a date, what would it be?
Yeah.
The bio is interesting too, because not that I go on dating apps really ever, but when I do, I don't know what people usually do psychologically speaking, when they're swiping. But I will say, I think I almost am more aware of the meta element of putting in information on a dating profile than I am what's on the dating profile.
That's interesting.
You know, it's like,
what do you want me to see?
because
What
if you put a photo as your first photo with multiple people in there, already I'm like, I don't get it.
Deception.
Well, no. I just think like, what's the idea? Because are you trying to make me spend more time on the profile, and then you think psychologically I'll be more into you because I'm more normalizing your face more? But it's just confusing because I just would never put as a profile photo that's supposed to represent me.
Yeah.
A photo with multiple people that makes somebody who doesn't know who I am question which one of them is me. So I kind of already right at the gate go, oh, I don't think that we think about things in the same way, and I think this might cause a conflict.
Do you know what else is really confusing that I've seen is people on dating profiles put a picture of themselves next to someone else who's very attractive and of the sex that they are attracted to. Like I've seen, just out of friends or whatever on YouTube videos, like girls going through Tinder profiles, like straight guys who put photos of them next to like a very attractive girl or two, like looking like top notch, like going to the club level attractive. And I'm like, I don't think that that's what girls want to see, is like some guy with like a couple of very hot girls. And on the other side of things, I've seen guys on their profiles have like pictures of them next to dudes that I'm like tens, shirtless on the beach, like ripped, like arm around them. I'm like, what is this for? Is that me being insecure? Is that me being what is that?
Is the mentality of that?
Yeah.
Not look at the type of a person that I can
hang out with
and be around. I mean, dude, like that's similar.
By the way, I would never think that if it was like his arm around like a girl who was graduating or like something cute like that. But, that's you're saying that you support. But I'm sorry, I'm talking. I've seen guys with like.
But this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is the whole context of the conversation.
I see what you're saying.
Why are you making? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Somebody can make themselves at first glance out to be however they want you to think.
Yeah.
If you don't think about it enough, it's like just take it for face value, and then that's me. Or I can go, hold on a second, gotcha. I know you were hovering over your Tinder app once upon a time. I know you had the empty spaces to fill in these things.
Yeah.
And this is what you chose. Now let me reverse engineer that mentally and understand why you did that.
Yeah.
Now do I see me and you being somebody who could get along with each other? Because I'm just saying, somebody who does that, or somebody who like takes a photo with, I'm just saying, in a certain way where it's like, look at me demonstrating my high value based on this specific photo. It's like, listen, anybody could do that. Like anybody could frame themselves to be like that. But why did you choose to do that? I don't know.
It's a dime a dozen. That's why I say at the end of my profile, like your mind and our connectivity is better than your abs, because abs are a dime a dozen, man. A tight body is a dime a dozen. On a girl, on a guy, anyone can have that. And I appreciate that. But I respect someone who keeps their body fit. That's awesome. And I get why that's objectively attractive too. Sure. But at the same time, it's like, I know that on dating profiles, especially on the ones that I have seen, like, I've only ever had Tinder and Bumble, and barely Bumble, but I've only ever had Tinder before.
I mean, I think the aesthetic that someone chooses to put on like social media or Bumble or any opportunity you have, you can choose one of a couple ways to go. And I think someone who's just like, hey, this is me. I'm not really playing the game here. It's not like I'm choosing this photo. It's not like I'm doing this to my photo. This is kind of me, like nice enough, like you can see what you're getting in a fairly nice light. Obviously, you're not gonna post a photo of yourself on average. I don't think the average person would post a photo of themselves where they're like, oh, I look terrible here.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm trying to go out of my way to manufacture the best version of me ever.
Sure.
The people who choose to kind of do like the realistic thing, I do find myself genuinely gravitating. Not that I've gone on that many Bumble or Tinder dates, I really haven't. But yeah, I don't ever regret going on dates with people from those sites, because I usually only follow up with people who I think kind of align with that mentality. I don't get when you're trying to put yourself forward, but in the context of the real me will follow. Like,
yeah. I'm gonna show up.
The real version of me will come out.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just an interesting place to put yourself in.
It certainly is. But you know what? Maybe there's some people who see that that profile, right? With the perfect bathing suit and the abs and the this and the perfect, I like hiking on a Wednesday and going to brunch and do it. Yeah. Right. If they see that, maybe there's people out there who are super responsive to that, to be like, hey, I'm also that hyper tuned up person with the abs and the hiking.
Well, then good for those people, I suppose. I guess I just don't necessarily fall on that frequency.
Aliens.
Oh my god!
In the night that listen, aliens that I respect, your engineered, just like the shadiest, not shadiest.
Well,
thing ever.
I think that's one of those things.
I actually do respect. I think,
well, sure.
It's not my type. It's not my type of person that I feel like I would want to date, but I still respect it. And maybe I need to date that person.
That is one of those things.
Yeah.
Hiking is one of those things. Which do I like hiking? Sure. Do I like it enough to ever put it on a profile? No.
Yeah.
But if I did, would I do it? And I would actually say no, because at this point, putting hiking in your Bumble profile, it almost seems like you're kind of like parroting dating apps, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I like hiking and...
there is something in my profile that I'm not that about, but it's still in there, which is camping. And when I say it's in there still because I want to be about it so badly, and I do love camping, and I've gone camping more times than most people have. Like, I don't know what the follow up to there. I go camping a lot, but I haven't done it in years, and that's like really, really disappointing. Last time I went camping was like 3 years ago, and I'm like, man, I hate that. But it's still in my nature, so I think it can kind of be in there. Although it doesn't matter because I'm not on the dating apps anymore, so who cares?
Yeah.
You know,
I want to change my. I'm gonna change my everything on the dating app. I'm gonna do a photo shoot of me.
Oh,
just the whole thing's gonna be photoshopped.
You just like with that hyper smooth skin. That's a weird thing. I don't know if it's like a generational thing or what it is.
Dude.
But the weird, like when you just want to hit up someone, I have wanted to hit up people on Tinder and be like, hey, listen, I'm sorry I swiped right on you. I just don't know who's in your life and who's going to tell you this. But the face tuning is weird. No, dude, I'm serious. Like,
no.
I don't mean if it, like, dude, if I have I don't know why I'm duding you so much today. Sorry. If I have like a zit or something, I'll take it into an app and get rid of the zit because I don't normally have that zit. I'm not saying I'm the most perfect person on the planet. If I have to take an Instagram photo and whatever, like I'll put something away, but I'm not going to start to change my features. Point is though, there are some people who I'm like, you have lost touch of reality. Your face is all one color. Your eyes look like they have 36 LEDs behind them and they're like hyper sharp. It's like, what is happening? Get some like reality or what's going on?
Well, that falls in line with the same thing about the meta element of a profile. Right?
Yeah.
Because if somebody posts a photo and it looks like it's gone through multiple graphic design agencies.
Oh, interesting. Graphic design agencies.
Yes.
Do you say agencies? That's so funny.
Yeah. If that happens, then, it's a tricky thing to think about because, if some people are like, maybe they're, self-conscious to the point where if they didn't do that, they wouldn't be on the app at all. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that is interesting. It's like you've decided to either do something which is obvious, which is Photoshop your photo or Facetune your photo to the point where it's like seeable. I mean, I think like good photoshopping, generally speaking, you don't want it to be noticeable.
Sure.
Like the idea is, I took out that thing or I made this, whatever. And it's like, okay,
sure,
cool.
Yeah.
And like in your case, if you have a pimple or something, like, could I post this photo with this giant pimple on my face? Yes. Or could I remove it and it'd be a perfectly normal photo of me, like I usually look like, minus pimple, best case scenario.
Sure. You're just presenting a version of yourself. It's like, hey, when I'm at my best, I look like this. That's okay.
But that is something. It is interesting. But whenever I see somebody who like clearly photoshopped the hell out of their teeth or something, part of me is like,
oh, isn't that funny? The bright whites.
But I feel like that is it's on a continuum, right?
Yeah.
Like if you could kind of tell, but you don't know,
yeah,
that's one thing. But if you're like, you did that and that's so obvious, I feel like that almost is like weirdly putting people together. Like that's a kind of a big thing, right? Like you wouldn't probably be with somebody if you're somebody who doesn't actively Facetune the hell out of your photos to that degree.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be with somebody who does that. And maybe vice versa, like maybe.
Maybe there's some people, maybe those people are counting on people who just have no eye for that. Like they can't even notice it and they see him in person and go.
I've been finding recently, I have like a fairly decent sized passion for the nature of social media encroaching into the human nature and livability of Earth.
Oh,
because
okay.
I just feel like,
well, go on.
It's a whole other topic, but just the nature of, why people sometimes get anxious or frustrated about their own lives is because they're looking at social media and they're seeing these unrealistic projections of what people are doing, which don't line up with reality. And I just think that's another one of those things. It's like, why am I going to sit here, Photoshop myself to look like I, get face serums and all of this shit stuff, 5 times a week and all this stuff. It's like, you don't. But you shortcutted it and you pretended that you did, and you didn't tell anybody on your profile that this is complete BS, so you're lying. But some people are going to take that at face value, no pun intended, and think that it's real. And then now everybody's walking around thinking that this distorted reality is reality.
Interesting, because you're going, if everyone does that, then where's the continuum, I guess? Is that the phrase or the word? Like, where does it end? Where does the illusion end? There's this video game called BioShock, which I love so much. Huge gamer. I don't talk much about that because I feel like I don't have a place to talk about that, really, but I'm a huge gamer. And there's a game called BioShock to where in every video game, there's, generally speaking, in action games, there's people you defeat, be it aliens or zombies or something. But the sort of antagonist in this video game are these people called splicers that run around, right? And they like try to get you, right? They try to kill you because they don't want you in their city.
Yeah.
And these splicers, they look very warped. They look like alternate versions of humans. Bear with me here. I think it's going somewhere kind of interesting. Why they look so warped and crazy is because they live in a society under the ocean. Because the lore of the game, the story of the game is that it's a guy who wanted a better society. He hated society, so he built a city with all his billions of dollars under the ocean, which was completely, away from anyone else, right? So all the citizens of this under the ocean city, like, it started once upon a time, like one of them would get plastic surgery. And then the other one would go, oh, wow, that looks really interesting. I want to do that to my face. So over a couple decades, everyone started to not understand what humans looked like at one point. So they started to call them like splicers, because it was people who just kept on warping and warping and warping and warping their faces until they became quite literally monsters. Yeah. So the splicers in BioShock Infinite look like just like absolutely insane. You know what I mean? Because they don't know what it looks like anymore to be human. So it is kind of not to say that anyone who uses Facetune is a splicer, but it is kind of an interesting commentary, because the guy who made the video game is really big on sort of social commentary of like, where do we kind of draw the line? So, I do think that's a little bit interesting. I always thought that was a really smart approach for like, people who have gone a little mad in a video game world.
Yes.
Where I'm going with that, no idea. I'm going to take a deep breath. I found myself getting a little bit too into my... I don't really know what that was connected to. Really?
I don't think you did.
Thank you, Andrew.
I think you're speaking your truth. I think that you were saying what you wanted to say.
Okay, good. Because in BioShock 2, I actually really disagree with the director's choice. Because actually, what happened is the glass started to crack, and I don't think that was a good choice. So I think what needs to happen is that Reverend Games need to come in and do a little bit of revision. I don't know. My vision's foggy. What does that mean?
Go to the optometrist.
Ugh. I've been meaning to. I need a new pair of glasses.
I thought you went to the optometrist and got a new pair of glasses.
No, I went to the optometrist, got tested. She said, your eyesight's bad, and I think you have this thing called glaucoma. And I was like, I don't know what that is. I never made the appointment. And then I never got glasses, so I did it for literally no reason, because sometimes we do things and we don't follow up, and that's not great.
Case in point, me and Garrett are very different. Garrett went to the optometrist. He said he had this problem and you need to go see a specialist. I went to the doctor and they said I need to go see a specialist, and I was panicking and I was calling every single person and asking if they were going to take my insurance and if they could take me tomorrow, because I want to figure this out.
Oh yeah. And she was like, oh yeah, this can lead to like blindness eventually if it's like a thing that goes unchecked. And I'm like, posh. Posh.
You're an inspiration, but in a really weird way that probably isn't good for me.
No, I don't, my head would have to be cut off of my body for me to like think about it. I'm not the most sensitive to that stuff. If I get like a sliver, I'm just like, oh, I guess I'll just wait for that to, heal and the sliver to be out of my body. You know what I mean? I'm not the most, I don't know if it's my ancestry or something, or if my ancestors just tumbled down hills all day and just got severely injured and like didn't care. But I'm not the most sensitive to like things like that. I don't know. I never had health insurance growing up. My mom told me that. I was like, Mom, what would you do if we got like really badly hurt? She was like, oh, we always figured it out. I was like, all right.
Interesting.
And they always did. And like I try to lift my arm up and it like breaks off. I broke this arm once so bad. You know how we have two, basically we don't just have one single arm bone. We have like two bones connected in our arm. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I did know that.
About the arms?
Yeah.
Okay. One time I broke my arm so severely that I broke it not just
went through both of the bones,
but two times. So it broke 1, 2, 1, 2. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you know the scene from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets where he like lifts up his arms and it's just like jello. It happens in the Chamber of Secrets. But yeah, that's what happened to me. I lifted up my arm and it was just like there was no bones in there at all. I broke it so severely it still gives me this really weird specific feeling when I do a certain thing, but it's not important. Sometimes we hurt ourselves.
You need to be mindful of your audience.
What do you mean?
You saying that you broke all of the bones and made the bone spider very nervous.
Oh,
he's on edge. You'll see he's sort of he's finding comfort in coming close to me. He's scared of the words that you're saying.
Well, my bones are fine now. And yeah, it's okay. So if you broke one of your many bones, Bone Spider, you'll be all right.
That's all he has. You have tendons, you have muscles, you have blood running through your body.
Yeah.
Okay?
We'd fix him up proper if he ever broke his bones.
You said you were a thick boy earlier, so I think, he's got nothing. Nothing. You flick his bone, guess what? He's going to the ER.
Well, he's very durable, honestly, for Bone Spider. I don't know why I brought up my severe injury. Oh, yeah, but I was fine with that health insurance. Don't encourage it, though. If you have kids or something, get them health insurance. Get health insurance yourself.
Not having health insurance. What if you go to the doctor one day and he's like, hey, this is a giant problem.
I know. That's why, believe me, I have health insurance now. Oh, God, sorry. I got a little dizzy for a second. Because you know that's a side effect of sponsorship mode. You do. Does your tie get a little tight? Oh.
I'm going to give up this whole Wall Street lifestyle thing.
Why?
It's just not for me. The grind, the everyday, the hustle and bustle.
Do we just have Andrew back now?
Yep. Wall Street life is behind me. The pressures of the grind, they're the past.
God bless Andrew.
Yeah.
He puts on one suit, and this is what happens.
I'm also wearing my sweatpants.
Yeah. I'm so glad to have you back, Andrew, because I want to talk to you about something. As humans living in 2021, there are so many things that we all do that unite us. Let's name a couple. I'll name one. Breathing. You name one.
Oh, when it rains outside and you have a little divot in the street, jumping on the puddle up and down.
That's something humans do, and other things that we do is eat. Something else that humans do is we all online shop in 2021.
That's true. Click, click, click.
Online shopping is a thing for all of us, which is why it's a darn pleasure to tell you about Honey. Andrew, to not use Honey is practically like taking perfectly good money and throwing it out the window. Because Honey is the free browser extension that supports over 30,000 stores online and scours the internet for promo codes and automatically applies the best one it finds to your cart.
Wow.
Yes, that's right, Andrew. It's easy as cake. What's your favorite cake? You seem like a red velvet guy.
I don't like cake that much.
You know?
Cookie cake, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, cookie cake?
Birthday cake, maybe?
Oh.
Is that a flavor?
Honey, like, hey guys, can you please get back to the...
Oh, I like my whatever cake that I could drizzle with honey.
That's such a good answer. That's true, Andrew. You know the kind of honey I like is the one that you can download for absolutely free. Let me tell you how it works. Andrew, you download Honey for completely free, and when you're shopping in one of your favorite online stores,
sure,
during checkout, the Honey button drops down, and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site, and if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop.
Very simple.
Yes, it is so simple, Andrew. I used it the other day when I was buying a pizza cutter, and I saved $8 using Honey.
I really like my pizza cut when it's cut by a pizza cutter that you bought and used Honey in order to save you money on it.
Yeah, everyone knows that when you buy a pizza cutter using Honey, that not only is it cheaper, but it's also better.
There's also no way it's called a pizza cutter.
Isn't it?
I mean, yes,
the
but also
circular
no.
thing? The right?
It's got to be a name for it.
Isn't it a pizza cutter?
Probably, but is it though?
It's more like a pizza roller slice. Andrew, we don't know what it's called, but right now what we do know is that over 17 million users have saved over $2 billion using Honey.
That's a lot of money.
2 billion, Andrew. It's practically the highest number known to man.
I think that's true.
Well, I can't think of a higher one.
A trillion.
It's the biggest one that, it's the biggest number.
What about 2 trillion?
I've never heard of it. Anyways, there's a lot of money being saved by Honey use, and we can all agree on that. If you don't have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings. It's literally free and installs in a few seconds. By getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this podcast, and you can get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/sweetboys. Again, that's joinhoney.com/sweetboys. Have so much fun with all those savings when you download Honey. Andrew, would you like to get back to the podcast?
I want to break out your journal and start thinking about what you're going to do with all that money that you got left over.
Oh, what are you going to buy, an island?
Well, islands are very expensive.
I know. But can you imagine having one? Little coconut trees?
Buy a coconut for sure with what you're saving from money. Probably.
Back to the podcast.
The moment everybody's been waiting for.
Yeah. Oh.
To wrap up the podcast.
Oh, that's the moment? We never spoke about The Bachelors. You were going to talk about The Bachelor, but we got the next episode because we have a weekly podcast every Wednesday.
Let us know. Maybe I'll wear a suit.
Oh my gosh,
I've been meaning to have an excuse to wear a suit.
I can be the girl who got sassy on that one episode that you showed me for a second, and she walked away, even though she should have treated it with a little bit more care, tact. What's her name? Who am I talking about?
Interesting. Or you could just, you want to.
Oh, I could. Okay, if you wear the Bachelor suit, I could dress up like Agnes from WandaVision.
Sure.
Sorry.
I'd be like weirdly more like down for that than whatever dynamic you're trying to create.
What I said before was the worst thing that's ever happened.
Well,
in the history of the United States of America and the greater world and the universe, probably. But no, I would like to dress up in some form like Agnes. I'm sorry for those who know the show. You know why I'm being careful with my language. Agnes,
okay,
the nosy neighbor.
Right.
On WandaVision, which I want to talk about. I want to start. Okay. All right. I'll start a separate. Okay. Everyone's pressuring me. Andrew, the comments are full of people asking me to start a separate podcast where I talk about WandaVision. Okay. I'll do it.
Good. If you're passionate about it.
Okay. I'll start WandaCast. Sorry. I've always wanted to start like a weird, nerdy side channel where I just talk about anything I want. Weekly podcast. We're here next Wednesday. We're here every Wednesday. And Willie could talk. I was going to pitch you a wonderful TikTok. And you were going to rate it. But you know what? We can do it next time.
Do it at the top of the episode. There's a few things. We got The Bachelor. We got the TikTok. The weird sort of people saying that this is a fact that's not a fact, which I find is a all too present element of TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
2 million likes on TikToks of people being like, I never knew this, but whatever, and everybody's shocked. And it's like, wait a minute, why did I believe you? Like just because you're saying it in this tone of like, I didn't believe it.
I comment a lot on TikTok. In fact, I very often see people being like, I feel like our algorithms are the same because I see your comments all the time. I want to be like, I just comment a lot on TikTok.
Yeah.
But I saw a TikTok the other day and I straight up called the person out. They were like, it was a scene in Harry Potter where he's like screaming, he's grieving someone that just passed away. And they said, it was like one of those like TikToks that you've seen. And it was like, just so you know, Daniel Radcliffe was screaming in this scene because he had just found out that his grandmother died. And so they had to mute his scream because it was too sad for the cast to hear. And I responded and I was like, hey, just so everyone knows, this is literally a made up fact so this person can get numbers on TikTok. It's not true. And I felt right doing that. I kind of wanted to. I'm serious, dude.
How many likes did that TikTok have?
Oh, like 1 million.
Oh, my God.
Straight up. And I wanted to call it out. I don't care if it looks sassy. I don't care if someone went, Garrett, it's not so serious. I wanted to be like, no, you can't call out the imaginary death. And by the way, Daniel Radcliffe's grandmother did pass away, I think, a year after that was. So it was a real thing that happened. But I said, no. You can't make up a piece of movie trivia about someone's grieving whatever in the creative process for clout on TikTok.
All right. Well, since we're here, I'll
do it.
I'll wrap it up real quick. The whole thing was, it was the person who said, tell me a fact that you like can't believe is true, or that you tell me something that you didn't know is true and you believed the opposite for your whole life. Something like that. Did that make enough sense?
Yeah,
and then the person stitched it together, which is why at the beginning of the episode we had that whole little fun back and forth about the stitching. It was, what's something that you heard that you can't believe is true because you believe the opposite? And the person was like, okay, I didn't know that when you watch the weather forecast and they say there's a 30% chance of rain, I thought that meant that was a 30% chance that it was going to rain. But it's actually, there's a 100% chance that it's going to rain, but it's only going to be in 30% of your area.
No!
Here's the thing. Just
okay.
Bookmark your emotions. I watched that. I believed it. I said, wow, this is crazy. It had 1.9 million likes at the time.
Okay.
It kind of was weirdly sold me. I'm like, oh, okay, I can see how that is true. Yesterday, I see on my For You page a duet, a weatherman.
He popped off.
He's listening to this. He's going, what are you talking about? Listen, maybe he was being facetious, if that's the right word. Producer, please tell us if that's the right word.
Producer's not there. It is the right word.
It could be true that lady was telling the truth, and he was just like, I don't know, like throwing off everybody's sense.
Did you say he was a meteorologist?
I think he was a weatherman.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Oh.
If that person who stitched that together made that up, or heard a random person saying that, or listened to something and then misinterpreted it and then went on TikTok and said that, in that way that only people on TikTok can do. There's a specific way that you can stitch something together, and it's like if you deliver it the right way and it's got enough likes, boom, fact. Everybody believes it now forever. And I was going to carry on for the rest of my life. I probably would have, if I was in earshot of my parents or somebody who I cared about watching a newscast and the weather came up and it's a 30% chance of rain, I would have, feeling the way that I felt about that fact, expressed it and shared it to them. And then guess what? Boom. Now they go around saying this. Do you know how quickly false information can spread on the talk?
False information can literally warp the entire world and lead to its destruction. So I think that's very cool, Andrew. I liked that I was able to say, hey, this isn't a real fact. I like that you did not do that and that you questioned it and saw that TikTok, because yes, that is so real. My mom once lied to me when I was a child. Oh, I hope
we just ended the podcast right there. Everybody's like, weird.
It was like, yeah, that's no, she did. And it's like a story that like she will start cry laughing when I tell her this. And this is the story I'm about to say, and I can do it relatively quickly. But when we were living in Florida, I lived in Florida for like 6 years when I was like a kid. And yeah, I used to bring in these plants called bobcat tails, cattails. Yes, cattails is the name of them. Do you know what these are? They're very strange looking plants, Andrew. They
Sorry,
look
I'm just
like,
wondering why I did the whole podcast wearing fake glasses, and I just don't understand.
I was going to ask you about that.
I don't know. I think it was a barista bit.
I loved it. I thought you looked great. I was
well, okay. Here's the reason.
Okay.
Me and you are twins today.
Oh,
with
yes,
the
yes.
shirt and the glasses. Okay.
yes.
But I can see much better, and I don't have a headache anymore because I think that the like, fake glass in between there really throws off like the eyesight.
And after, when we say goodbye to people, which will be very soon, when we say our end catchphrase, we can drink some water together.
Yeah, and I'm never putting those glasses back on again. I'm like dizzy. I'm seeing triple. It's
Welcome to my literal life.
Well, yeah, but these don't help my vision.
These have been out of prescription for years.
You just see like everything's like upside down. All right, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say this. Just to speak to what you just said is they're called cattails, Andrew. They're very strange plants, and if you know that people are screaming right now if they know what cattails are, if I'm saying that correctly, they're going, "Oh my god!"
I can see it in my head.
They're always an illustration in movies because they look so unique. They really look like a weird. Anyways, I used to like bring those in sometimes. Cause you like fight with them like with my brothers. We'd like swing and like fight with them and stuff when we were kids. And my mom told me one day, she said, "Hey, just so you know, you can't bring those into the house anymore." And I said, "Why not?" And she said, "Because those particular plants, when they're brought into a house and they meet like room temperature, they'll explode. And they can be dangerous."
Yeah.
Now, when I was a kid, I didn't think it meant like fire flames. I just meant, oh my God, they can combust and hurt someone or something. They're going to explode, you know? And years and years and years later, fast forward to me. At like maybe like 22 years old, I was like in a college, no, probably like 20 years old. I was in a college class, and it was like a biology, something or the other, or whatever the class was. And we were talking about things that are receptive to their environments in terms of, living life forms that respond to their environments.
Oh, no.
And the guy said, he gave some really brilliant examples of the way that, nature adapts to environments. And he said, can anyone else think of, something that is adapted to its natural environment, for whatever reason, for survival or anything else? And I was like, oh, yeah, actually, there was this plant in Florida when I was a kid, and he was like, "Oh, what's up, Mr. Watts?" And I was like, "Oh, well, there was a plant. They're called bobtails or whatever, cattails in Florida, and for whatever reason, when they were brought inside, they would explode." As I was halfway through the word explode, I realized that my mom just didn't want us making a mess in the house with these plants.
Okay.
So she told me when I was a kid that they would explode because she didn't want them in the house.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I had just carried this information into my adult life. And then of course, in front of the class or whatever, and the like really weirdly attractive professor, I was like, explode. But yeah, I don't think that's a good example. And I tried to shut it down. He was like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, no, never mind.
No, wait, everybody stop. What did you say?
It was one of those
Say
moments.
it louder so everybody can hear.
I was like, oh, you know what? I think I got the plant wrong. And he was like, oh, okay. Anyone else? It was one of those moments where I was like, and I called my mom afterwards, and I was like, "Mom, how could you do this?"
And then,
yeah,
the twist ending is you bring in one of those plants and you go, you FaceTime your mom and go, "Oh, I found it out," and then covered in this weird plant dust.
The world's largest explosion today, captured in California.
The firefighter on TV. Everybody knows their mother had to have told them not bringing in these plants. This kid must have got the talk.
As the firefighter saying that, someone from like the street just comes in and says it in unison with him. "You can't bring cattails into environments or they explode." And then he goes, "I was just about to say that." And then she goes, "Me too." They kiss, they get married.
I think on that note.
Andrew, we said earlier that we drink some water together.
Yeah, it's time to do that.
Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next Wednesday. We're here in your ears on all the Spotify and the platforms and Apple and any other place you listen.
Wherever there's a screen, baby. That's where we
weird
like rebranding of the entire premise of the podcast.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look and hear things, we are there.
We're around every corner of any technology, anything. No, true. You can listen to us or you can watch us here on YouTube.
If you so choose to allot any amount of your screen time / tech time / fun time to us, listen, we're grateful.
Or you can listen to us and do other stuff, which is fun. Put us in your ears if you want.
Or if you do have the device, what you could do is you could set the device up, and then you could play it. And then if you want to, while you're doing the dishes, you glance over, you can see me and Garrett doing a visual gag.
If you have a little ledge, and you didn't mention this, because people they are not going to know where to set their phones. So if you
set their phones, they can set their phones.
If you have a little
any
window,
surface which is free of any sort of chemical or any wetness
or liquid,
they would liquid,
But
the wetness and liquid is the same
have
thing.
to. Hey, listen, phones are expensive, so you need to tell the listeners that they can't put their phone on an angled surface, or it'll slide right off and fall into the rocks.
We are assuming that everyone's above rocks. Thank you so much for listening to us, Andrew. Hit us with the freaking sweet. Do it. Come on, brother. Say it.
Until next time, be sweet.
And truly, we will see you next week. Oh, let's drink some water.
Water time.
Water time.
Water time to be alive.
Oh, fun. I was thinking Waterboy, Adam Sandler, the movie.